Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on my video. As you can no doubt see, we are back with another photo card storing video. In some ways, this is kind of the part 2 of my last video. If you watch that, you'll remember that I was really low on my actual binder pages, so I couldn't put away everything that I had. In particular, the twice photo cards. I actually got a bunch of Momo cards from my last haul from Mercari Japan, but I didn't have any free pages, so I couldn't actually put spaces for them because I hadn't actually set up for them. But that was fixed in the last few weeks, and so now we can actually go through and put away all of the cards I have from both that order and a bunch of other things I've gotten in the last, I think it's been about a month since I filmed that video, even though it only came out a little bit ago. But as you can see, we've got quite a nice little stack. As usual, it covers pretty much everybody that I collect. So we've got Red Velvet, we've got Luna, we've got Twice, and we even have a few other things to take care of. So let's just get into it. And as always, we will start with Red Velvet. So Red Velvet actually not as much to put away this time as I think last time. We're doing pretty well on at least all of the old eras. There's been quite a few new sets of photo cards to collect between her solo album and birthday, and then there was the SMCU album, and then Got the Beat. It's been a kind of a stressful couple months, honestly. The end of 2020 and the beginning of this year was, it sort of caught me off guard as far as collecting her photo cards. I guess the one bright spot was that I was pretty well caught up with all the old stuff, except for a couple more difficult cards. But I just wasn't expecting to suddenly have over 20 cards to get in a 3-month period. But to start off, we have one of the remaining birthday cards. This is her Digipack card. I got this as part of a group order, along with another card I will share shortly. And I actually have the final card, the SM Mini, on the way. So although I don't have it on hand, birthday is actually complete, which is where I want to be, because who knows when the next Red Velvet comeback will happen. Hopefully not for at least a little bit, but I still need to catch up on all of the stuff that just came out. So I could use a full group break. And then we move into her solo, where we are actually completing 28 Reasons. I got her last photo book card with her on the swing. This thankfully was not a hard era to collect. I was definitely nervous when all of the cards were announced, all 12 of them, that it was going to be quite the undertaking. But in the end, I only needed to buy 4 cards because I bought basically a copy of each album plus 3 of the special. So I had enough to trade for all of the special cards, and then I just had to buy 2 photo books and 2 case cards, and this was actually a surprisingly easy era for me to collect, which again made me feel good because I was getting a little stressed out. And then we actually have something new to add. You've probably noticed that previously I was not collecting the SM Town album cards. Last year they had, a couple different versions, and there were 2 selfie cards and an ID, and I skipped those. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I was just getting started, so I didn't feel like I needed to add all of that to my already long list of cards to get. But this year, since it was very Christmas themed, I couldn't really resist. So my wife and I each bought a few albums. I guess I bought the most albums. She only bought the membership version for Shiny, and I bought both the membership and the guest photo book for Red Velvet, which this is Sogi's guest photo book card. And then here is her membership card and her actual ID card. And I was only lucky enough to pull Solgi in her membership selfie. The other two I happened to pull Joy, because as usual, Joy really wants to be my bias. But as you can see, I managed to find trades for both of those. And then additionally, I bought the lift ticket. Well, I don't know why I'm showing you the back. It's in a white sleeve. Anyway, I bought this from another collector who bought a ton of SMCU albums. She's a Solgi and Irene collector, and so I think she bought a ton of the portrait book and Palace albums just so she could get all of the photo cards. And so obviously she ended up with a bunch of extra stuff that she didn't need. So I was not going to buy the Palace version, but for the very cheap price she was charging for the lift ticket, I couldn't help but grab myself a copy. Just because, why not? You know? That's sort of where I'm at with some Red Velvet stuff. It's just like, why not? Why not just get it? Now there are two more selfie cards. This is, like I said, this is the member ID card and the guest card. There's also the card for the Palace and the portrait book versions. I do actually have one of those on the way, and I'm hoping that sometime before they do another one of these, I can get the last missing card. And then I'm also going to be working on getting the previous year's SMCU album. Well, not the album, but the cards. So this little section, which is kind of like her non-full group stuff, will get even bigger as we get more SMCU, and then eventually the Got the Beat, which I don't have any cards for right now, so I'm not even going to put in a page or set it up. We'll save that for next time. Okay, so that is it for actual album stuff. Then we have just a couple more things. We have a couple pre-order benefits. This is her fan sign card from, I believe this is KMS, which is a Chinese fan site or retailer or something. I don't really know. Okay, it's not gonna focus on the back, but it's a very cute card. I love her pink outfit. And then this was the other part of my Digipack group order. So this is her card from Mumo. So I need to do some slight reorganizing because this is actually, I didn't say it, but you can see it. Well, maybe you can't because it's all blurry, but this is a Feel My Rhythm card, whereas this is Birthday. So I'm going to put this up here next to the other Feel My Rhythm card. So I need to kind of move things around so that they make a little more sense. So then let's do 28 Reasons, and we'll do this Birthday. And then even though it is so messy, I don't have another page, surprisingly. Look, that's like a trend for me. We're gonna do double-sided again, at least until I can do some reorganizing. I'm actually planning to do a reorganizing video for both the Red Velvet binder and the Twice section of my other binder. So that's sort of why I'm leaving it in this somewhat haphazard, messy state, just because there's going to be some maintenance done later. Next, I have a couple of, I don't know, bigger items. So to start off, we have this thing. This is like a 2-photo strip that SM put out for their 7th anniversary fan meet interview around the Queendom era. And I've already said I love when Solgi has her orange hair. So I just had to, I had to get it for my binder, and oh my goodness, it is completely see-through. Oh no, I didn't realize that. I'm gonna have to keep this white part. Shoot. Okay, I swear it is not a Ninjeff video if it's not at least somewhat scuffed. So looks like this thing is gonna fit in here. So at least for now, I'm going to keep, I was not planning to keep the paper that came with it, but since I don't want it to be completely see-through, I'm gonna have to. I don't know if you can tell, there's like the photos itself, and then this little like filter thing, which has some designs on it. It has her name, it has a bear, it has a pineapple. So it is very cute. I figured I should get it. And they were actually still selling it on the SM Global shop, I believe is where I got it. So I didn't even have to buy it secondhand. And then for this Polaroid, I'm just going to double side it. Again, this is a little messy, but we'll get this fixed in a later video. But that looks really cute. And then the last item I have is another random thing. So this is kind of similar to the twice anniversary ticket. If you remember, that's I can point it out in the other binder, but when I went to the twice anniversary event in Korea, they actually gave you like a ticket of a random member, and I pulled Chaeyoung when I walked in. And this, I actually think it has a price on it, so I think you had to buy it, but this is similar in the sense that it was an in-person event good. If I haven't said, this is for their Happiness exhibition event brought to you by LG, apparently. And so each member got one of these. It was obviously around the time of birthday. And I obviously was not in Korea to go grab this myself, but I did find a store online that had them for sale. I tried for a while to find this on like Instagram or Mercari Japan, but they were either trades that were looking for another member, I didn't have another member, or they were wanting kind of a ridiculous price. But I did find a store on eBay that had some. I paid a slight premium, but I think it's worth it for something that I was kind of looking for a couple of months. So sadly, this thing is a little too big for like a bookmark. So I am going to have to use a sticker postcard size. Not my favorite thing to do for an item that's, you know, not quite that big, but spoilers, this will not be the last time I have to use a sheet that is much bigger than the item I'm storing. But that is actually it for Red Velvet. We don't have any full group stuff this time. That will probably be next time. I do have some stuff on the way to expand my full group collection. You know, I'm mostly a Solgi collector, so I've said this before, but I don't plan to get like full group sets of every era, but there are some eras and some sets of cards that I would like full sets of, and I have made some progress on that. So next time you will see some new full group stuff. But that is it for the Red Velvet binder. Let's move on to Luna. So not as much this time for Luna, but that's to be expected given everything that's going on. Not a lot of new cards or new merch coming out, not that anyone would buy it. But we have gotten a few things, starting with, we have a new Japanese card. I finally got her normal, by her I mean Kim Lip, Kim Lip's normal hula hoop card, which is very cute, and that finishes up hula hoop era. I am still on the lookout for her normal luminous card. I really thought, given that it's the normal version and not the limited, that I would have this by now. You can see that I managed to get everything else, although these cards all came with the member-specific version, but I even found a trade for the limited, which I thought would be really hard, but normal has been very elusive. But I'll get it eventually, I am sure. And then we actually have some concert cards. So we have one of my favorite sets. These are the cards for their world tour. I originally, way back when, joined a group order just for Kim Lip because I had to buy whatever Kim Lip stuff was coming out. But then when I saw it was the butterfly outfits from Queendom, I decided to basically get what's my top four, which is kind of what you see here. We have Vivi, Kim Lip, Jinsol, and Eve. And that looked great when I was dealing with a normal A5 sized page, but now that we're on this wide A5 with 6 per side, I thought, you know what, why not? Let's get a full group set of some of my favorite outfits. So I reached out to a friend of mine who I knew had a bunch of these cards up for sale, and she was very happy to sell them to me. So now we have, in addition, we have Heejin, and there's the back. Probably won't show it after this. We have Hyunjin, Hustle, Yojin, Cherry, Gohan, and Heiju. So I gotta reorganize this just a little bit because obviously I did this weird little four corners thing. I didn't know if I would actually get the full group set, so I didn't kind of set up for it to be that way. So let's just pull these all out and put everyone in their proper order. And of course, we're leaving a spot open for Chu. Yeah, so that actually completes one of my goals for the year, which was to get this full group set, one of my only full group sets of anything. Although, I guess you can't say it's full group since it's missing a member. Kind of like my Season's Greeting set from... No, not Season's Greeting, Orbit. Orbit 3.0. We're missing Hustle, so not quite a full group set. And then we're in our miscellaneous section where I do have a new card. This is Kim Lip's card from the concert photo book from their last concert in Seoul. There are actually two cards for this photo book. There's one that comes in a set with every book. It's a full group set. That's what this is from. There's also one where you got a random member. I would like to get that one as well, but that's going to be a little bit tougher. We'll see. Not a huge priority. But at least for now, I have half of her photo book cards. And the photo book itself was absolutely gorgeous. I think I may try to get the previous concert photo book, which I think goes with this card. I don't remember. It's one of the Looniverse on Wave, I'm pretty sure. I think it's that card. And then lastly, for Kim Lip, we have this absolutely beautiful pre-order benefit card. This is, I want to say, with drama round 3 for And as you can see, it is hollow. Also, I love that she's in her school uniform outfit. That was always a fun callback in the Paint the Town music video. And so she actually has another card, which I think is maybe like MMT, that's also in that outfit. I may try to track that down at some point. And if you're wondering, I am reorganizing these based on era. So I believe we've got, yeah, Midnight and then the rest of these are Flip That. So yeah, my very small but very pretty pre-order benefit set. Okay, so that is it for photo cards. Now we have a couple other things. So last time I made one of these, I talked about how I really wanted to collect these photo strips. These I believe are also with drama. This is with drama round 2. And since I made that video, I actually managed to get a few more. So now I think we have about half. Yeah, we have 6. So in addition to Heejin and Kim Lip, we have Hyunjin. And the backs are just white, so. We have Eve. We have Miss Gohan. And we have Olivia. So I actually put in a page already for this. So I'm actually going to put these in their order as we go. And I said this before, but this is actually going to be a front and back because they're just white on the back. So Kimlip will move there now behind Heejin. And then these will go on the next page. And Hyunjin can go next to Heejin. Very pretty. And then we got to do the other girls. So after Kimlip, it would be Jinsol Cherry and then Eve. Then Chu, followed by Goan, and finally Olivia. So yeah, I'm very excited to be collecting these. I think they look oh so pretty. I love that they use their colors so well. And it's just like, it just looks nice in this nice like wide format. That's how I feel anyway. So yeah, so we're about halfway through. Still need, it looks like Hustle, Yojin, Vivi, Jinsol Cherry, and Chu. So they aren't as common as I would like, but they're usually pretty easy to spot on Instagram, so it does make my job a little bit easier. So that's my like other main Luna collecting goal for the year, assuming we're not getting any new stuff, which is sort of where I'm at right now, is to grab the rest of these. That's it for stuff we're putting away. I also just wanted to point out that after forgetting about 5 million times, I did move my Everline postcards out of my box and into this binder. You may recall I just had one of these in here, and I always meant to put the rest of them in, but I would keep forgetting. And so after my last video, it just sort of occurred to me, and so I finally put them away. So now they're in here, they're protected, and they are one more piece of my beautiful Luna binder. But that is going to wrap up Luna, so let's move on to the final binder of Twice and everyone else. Okay, so like I said, this is sort of the part 2 of the video I tried to make last time, where I had a ton of Twice cards, and I feel like there's not even anything new that I wouldn't have put away last time. So you really are getting like the part 2 that should have been in the last video. But we've got quite a few new eras in here. We're still filling out my backlog. I did a little bit of reorganizing and moving stuff around. You'll see later I moved all of my other non-collect member cards to the back, just so that my layout wasn't like completely thrown off as it's been in the past. But now we can put in a new page for this beautiful era. It's the year of yes. I think every single one of these cards is absolutely stunning, including the shiny gold foil tickets. We have this beautiful dress. We have these cool outside shots from the music video. And this amazing card, which even though it throws off my layout, I just had to get it. How beautiful is this card? Just fantastic. So this is, you know, for once an actual completed era. I've done pretty well on a bunch of old eras, but there aren't many that I would say are actually like done. And this is one where I'm actually done. And I think it just makes the most sense, rather than throw off my entire layout, to just double side that one. I believe I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna do like a whole like reorganizing of this. There's already been a little bit of work. I've got some tabs in here, but there's a bigger plan in mind. And at that point, like, we will figure out this layout. It's been really easy to kind of ignore it just because for a while, I didn't have a ton of cards, and I was able to kind of get like, you know, one page at a time, but it's gotten messy again. So I need to sort of figure that out. Next, we have the first card of the Feel Special era. This is actually the last era that I had 0 cards for, if you don't count Merry and Happy, which I probably will get at some point. So I guess it's not really the last era that I didn't have a card for, but it's the last like main era. I would say. And then we're into Eyes Wide Open, where we're adding a new page. Not much is going to go on this page for now, but we are putting this very cute unit card, which for a long time I didn't even know existed. I mean, just look at them. This trio is so cute, and I just, as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. So we're going to do like one more, I think, 4-page. We're going to get a couple more of Momo's cards. We have this unit, and then I'm going to try to get the other vertical unit. Is that what you would call it? Like a portrait unit? There are 3 unit cards, but one of them is horizontal, and you know, I'm a Solgi collector, so I'm no stranger to horizontal cards, but for the moment, I would just prefer the 2 portrait units, so that's what I'm gonna get, and I'll just put some fillers into the rest of these empty spaces. And at some point, I need to label what cards I'm gonna be getting here. Maybe next time. But who knows, maybe next time I'll have 1 or more of these cards. All right, we got Taste of Love, and then we are also maybe finishing an era. I know there are more cards. I might get more cards, but for my current like 2-page pattern, we're done with Formula of Love. We've got this outfit, this outfit, this outfit, and her 2 IDs. So that looks really cute. And then we move into our most recent era, where we have a few things going on. So I managed to find somebody wanting to trade this target card for one of the like extra Momo cards I happened to get through like a Mercari order or something. So that was really convenient, because I was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't really want to like buy this card for a long time. I have the Chewy target card. I tried for quite a while to find like a target card for target card trade, and it just never happened. So I sort of gave up on it for a while, but when opportunity arose, I couldn't say no, especially since it was getting rid of a card that I wanted to get rid of. And if you're wondering why I'm double signing it, it's because I don't really know what to do. Originally I wasn't planning to get pre-order cards, and then I did. It would have worked out better had I not done it. And it especially would have worked out better if I hadn't gotten a second pre-order card. This is Momo's Aladdin card. Very purple. There's like a lot of purple cards recently. Solgi's got one. A lot of the Espa girls have them in the girls' album. I will say that I think for like Photocards, I think I'm, you know, after I buy all this extra stuff, I think I'm finally done with Between 1 and 2. I don't think there's anything more that I want to get. We also have, because we're not done with Between 1 and 2 yet, we also have a bunch of lucky draws. So we have, these are the Withmu lucky draws, which I believe I got from Mercari Japan last time. And then these I bought from somebody on Instagram. These are both of her Soundwave lucky draws. I really like how these backs, like, even though they're from different retailers, they like go together. And even like the concepts match, like the blue concepts are the same outfit. I think that's gonna look really cool. But yeah, which ones do I want on top? I think I want like that, so. I think these lucky draws, I don't know what it is. I've talked about it before, how like these lucky draw cards are like super saturated in their color, and they're just so appealing to look at. Like the colors just pop so much more than just like a regular photo card. All right, and as you can see, here's where I put all of my non-collect members. But we're actually gonna be setting up something. Twice is making a comeback in just a couple weeks. I mean, this video should go up before that comeback happens. So this is going to be my second comeback with them as an actual collector. And the album details have come out, and we have at least, I believe it's 7 photo cards for sure. We have the usual, well, I shouldn't say usual. We have the same number of photo cards as we had with Between 1 and 2. So there's 5 normal like selfie photo cards. We presume selfie photo cards. And then there's going to be a message card. And they also announced that there is going to be a digipack. So let's see. When I flip this over, it's going to be photo card 5. I'm trying to save space with my sleeves if you can't tell. I'll do the digi, even though it's not part of the same like package. And then the message card. So that's, I'm really looking forward to like them continuing this, what do you want to call it? This pattern of album releases where they give you 5 photo cards and you basically have everything you need to complete your collection if you collect one member just by buying one album. And last time collecting Twice was super easy. I mean, pretty much if you watch any Twice collector, they pretty much said the same thing. And they collect, a lot of them collect like full group, or they started doing full group with that album. But as just a single member collector, it was not only super easy, but like super fun just to like go and buy your album. And then hopefully you pull at least one of the member you like. I didn't, so I had to trade for everything. But hopefully you pull something you want and then you can just trade for everything else. And with the exception of like one photo card, I really did manage to trade everything. Even that you saw, that Target card. It took me 6 months, but I did manage to trade for it. I haven't heard or seen anything about whether there's going to be another Target card just for an A5 page layout. I kind of hope so. I'm double siding now just because it's easier, but eventually like I will be like separating these out like I did before. I kind of don't really want a dead spot, so I'm really hoping that they release a Target card. I'm also hoping this digipack isn't super hard to come by. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised that they announced one, but that's what everyone's doing these days. Everyone's releasing digipacks. SM does it, Hybe does it, now JYP is doing it. It's just the current state. So that is it for actual album items. Now we're into kind of like the non-album things, and I finally got my anniversary event lucky draw from a very kind trader. Also apparently a viewer. That was fun. And so Momo is completely done, and I am still trying to find a trade for the other Sana card I have. This is the logo back Sana lucky draw, and I would really like the message back. You can see on the back there's like one's a message, one's it's a logo, and I would really like the message back one, but I'm having a really hard time finding trades. I've tried buying it a couple times, I've tried trading a couple times, and people just don't get back to you. So hopefully I can do that. Then I am going to add one more page for what we have left, which is I guess what I'm calling like the fan event section. So we have these 2 cards. Both of these are from their Once Halloween fan meet from 2018. Yeah, 2018. It was a 2018 fan event. So I grabbed these recently, as well as this. This is from their Once Day Japan event. It's actually a clear card, which is why I have it in this white sleeve. I did not realize it was a clear card, truth be told, when I bought it, but I still think it's super pretty. And it has that same element as like the lucky draws, where they're very saturated, very appealing colors. And then we'll just fill out this page. And that does it for Twice this time. As you saw, lots of photo cards this time. Oh, and I did mention, so this is the Chaeyoung ticket I was mentioning before. I would like to trade this for the Momo, so if you have it and you're interested in trading for the Chaeyoung, please reach out to me. My Instagram trade account should be listed below. I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, now we move on into everyone else, starting with Yukika, whose collection has grown so much she gets her own tab. She has an entire section now. And the reason why I have this page of fillers is because I finally got all of the photo slides for my collection. And much like those clear cards, they kind of need to be in front of something for you to really see what they look like. I would have just put them in the sleeves, but they actually don't fit. They're just a little too big. So they will have to like sit in front of them. This collection is like, it gives me a lot of joy just because I really do like Yukika, but I'm always kind of shocked when I like flip through it just because it started with like barely anything. And yet I have somehow managed to, through not even a huge amount of effort, just like fill it out with a lot of stuff. And I still have like some other stuff I need to better organize, but like I'm just kind of shocked by how this collection has grown for like not having a lot of stuff to collect. It's been really fun, and I'm really looking forward when she does release new music to expanding this collection. And then we have the collection, which gives me no small amount of existential dread. I am recording this a couple days after their official 7th anniversary, and we have heard absolutely nothing from Starship about contract renewal. Even if they're like still in negotiations, we just don't know what's going on with the girls, or if they're going to continue as a group. If they're, some of them are they going to do solo stuff? Like, what's going on? I do feel like the lack of communication says that they're not going to just immediately disband like we just had with Momoland and Brave Girls in like the last couple weeks, but I still would like to know what's going on with one of my favorite girl groups. But regardless of what happens with WJSN, I have committed to at least rounding out one thing, which is I am going to be collecting basically an OT4 set for WJSN The Black. I already bought their album, I don't know, a few months ago, and pulled a couple cards. No Sola cards, but, you know, I like all the members of this. I mean, all the members of WJSN are great. I really love WJSN in its totality. But obviously I needed Sola, and originally my plan was just to do like a page each of like Sola and all her units for like a concept. But then a friend of mine also has a WJSN collection. She collects Unso. And what she did was actually, she has an A5 binder too, and she did full group on a page and then a page of units. And I think that's what I want to do as well, because I think that'll look really appealing. I obviously only have a handful of cards, so I'm not going to like set up for all of that. Plus I'm, again, really low on pages. But I will at least put them in concept order, and then as I grow, we'll fill this out. But regardless of what happens with WJSN, I am definitely going to get all of these cards, because I think it will be a nice collection regardless. So as far as what I call these, by the way, I don't know if they have official names, but I call them like the black concept, the blue concept, and the white concept. So I'm going to use those names, just FYI. But I have this XC card in the black concept, and then all of the, just so you're, I don't know, maybe you don't care, but all of the solo cards are black and all of the unit cards are white. So I'm not going to flip them all over, but we have this XE card, and I put these in upside down. And then we have this XE Sola unit. And then I have this Sola blue concept card. And this XE card. And then we have Unso. And then in the white concept, we have this XE Bona unit, which actually this is out of order. This should go down here, because then we have XE and Sola, and as the two oldest, they should go first. I do have one more of these cards on the way. It just has not arrived yet, so that will have to be for next time. And then I have a couple more things. We have this, which is Sola's jewel case card for Last Sequence. Other than a unit card, which I'm missing, her Subin unit, which Da Young is taking up right now. Other than that, we're done with Sola. And then a couple other things. So I have this pre-order card. This is from Naver Live, I want to say. And I really only have this because of the other thing I bought, because they came as a set, and that was this ticket for their V-Live event. I believe these came as a set, and the seller was selling them together. So I really wanted this. I actually found this on Mercari Japan like many months ago, but it was like a little expensive, and I wasn't entirely sure what it was. And then I found it for a similar price. In fact, I even think a cheaper price with this card, and figured, well, that's a heck of a deal. So I picked that up. I am very clearly not focused on pre-order stuff because I am so far away from being done with album cards, but I have also expressed a love for tickets, and that remains true today. So here is another thing that I wish fit in a bookmark-sized pocket, but it does not, so it has to fit awkwardly in one of these sticker postcard sleeves. So there we go. So that is it for WJSN. I said this last time, hopefully next time I film one of these, we have some good news. Maybe a comeback will have been announced. Like I said, I am at the very least committed to finishing the WJSN The Black album. So at the very least, you can watch me finish that collection moving forward. Now we only have one more card for this everyone else, literally everyone else. We've got our Espa, Baekhyun, XID, and Sinbi from G-Friend. I mentioned we bought some SMCU winter albums, and in addition to the Shiny and Red Velvet ones, I decided to buy the Girls' Generation album. And I managed to pull Taeyeon, which is a very pretty card. Girls' Generation is honestly probably the group that, had I gotten into K-pop back when it was first kind of introduced to me, 2012, 2013, they're probably the one I would have gotten into. I am not, at this point, going to collect any Girls' Generation or Taeyeon cards, but I would really like to spend at least a little bit of time this year, like filling out my music collection. There's a lot of solo albums from people like Taeyeon and Boa and artists like that I already really enjoy, but I think would be a great addition to my music collection. So, like I said, not gonna collect Taeyeon, at least for now, but definitely plan to grab some of her music in the not too distant future. Well, that is it for all of my binders. Let me pull them all out and we can wrap this up. All right, well, thank you all for joining me today and watching my video. I always really appreciate it. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can always help me out a little by doing the usual YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe if you aren't already. But that's gonna do it for today. Until next time, so long.